So next speaker is Melvin Swan. He's from Nanyang Poly. So he'll just give us some information on apps what NYP has built using open government data. So let's welcome the speaker.
Good afternoon to all. Okay, my name is Melvin and I come from the School of Information Technology in Nanyang Polytechnic. So we do a lot of development for companies and enterprises. Okay, you probably wonder why. I'll share with you a little bit more. Okay, I understand there's a couple of international participants, and probably just take this opportunity to share with you a little bit more about NYP, or Nanyang Polytechnic. I think we are an Institute of Higher Learning, and we occupy about 30.5 hectares in the northern part of Singapore. I think it's, relatively it's a huge place in Singapore. And that's the reason why we actually built an app for that. Later on, I will share with you a little bit more. Currently, our size is we have about 1,300 over staff, 16 over students. I don't know whether there's any NYP students here who also taking part in this competition. Okay, so within, this is some basic information. We have 7 schools offering about 50 exciting courses. I think this is a very important time for us. We all know that JAE starts. I think O-level results was just released, and then our guys are busy in the campus, doing a recruitment drive. A lot of people are coming down to ask about these courses. Okay, so this is what we do. Particularly, I actually come from the School of IT, where I head up the Mobile Innovation Group. Okay, mobile innovation is actually a big word, but it really covers two areas. One is on academic. I run the programs across various diplomas. The way we organize ourselves is that we organize by technologies. So a lot of my courses are actually taught in several diplomas that we offer in the school. I also, the other part of it, which is also the reason why I'm here, is because I also head up the Center for IT Innovation. Okay? This is a platform where we set up where staff and students work together on industry projects. Okay? You can think us and this as a team like a mini software house. Okay? But our aim here is not really to compete with the industry. Okay? That's not our purpose. What we are setting this up is we want to expose students to real life projects. Okay? Because eventually they're going to join the workforce. Okay? So through these projects, they get to know the rigorous demands. Okay? And this kind of projects are really commercially engaged. There's SLA that we sign, and we sign commitment, contracts, and everything. Okay, that's all legal issues and binding and all that. Okay, so today's session, I will share with you a little bit more about the apps that we do. We undertake projects in all technologies, social media, even SAP systems, ERP systems, all the way from enterprise to mobile to cloud systems and whatever. Right? So because today's focus is mainly on mobile, so I'm just picking mobile apps to share with you, and particularly those apps that uses government data, which is actually OneMap. Okay, we use a lot of OneMap. Probably you heard from Wei Chong this morning. He probably shared a little bit about OneMap. We are the academic partner of OneMap, so we actually have to do a lot of consultancy as well as development using the apps. Okay, this is basically a snapshot of the partners that's what we asked before. I think we started this place, or that place in early 2000. We don't do a lot of projects. Okay, we do about 21 projects in a year. Work with 80 over companies, and till date we cover about 170, 180 projects. Okay, this is and we have project teams that actually cut across various industry domains. So you see, we work with hospital systems there. We work with technology leaders. Somewhere in the middle, we work with the defense agencies and some of the providing some of the solutions. We work with banking sectors, okay, logistic companies as well as SMEs. Okay, so myself, I'm actually taking care more on mobile. Okay, we have a lot of formalized kind of collaborations with certain partners as well. I think I'm probably going to run through this. I think essentially we are partners with like SITF on cloud and enablement, we are with ST and electronic CSIT, which is the local defense on information security system solutions. Okay, we also work with SAP on enterprise mobility, which is the current one. Then something on business analytics, we have a group doing cloud innovation as well as social media. Okay, yes, this is actually where my research focus in. I run a full development team. Okay, meaning they are actually full-time project managers, project leaders, developers, designers, and developers. And students, when they reach that third year, okay, they actually attach to my center to actually work with us to undertake industry projects. Okay, so what I'm going to share with you next, this is some of the projects that we have done. Okay, we cover all domains. I think earlier days we worked a lot with Nokia on the Symbian platform. We moved together with them from S60 to Cube. And then finally today they are the biggest phone platform. Okay, we have development in iOS, Android, as well as the Windows Phone, okay, Microsoft. Till date, we have done about 70 web apps, but only about 40 apps are actually commercialized through our developer account. Okay, you search for NYP in any of the stores, you'll probably find about 40 of them, 35 of them. The rest is being delivered to customers and is being published through the companies. Okay, for example, Nestle, they want their own branding, so it's being delivered through them. Well, we do applications for agencies as well. This is with Spring Singapore and NLP. I hope it's probably not the app that John was referring to earlier. I believe you're talking about the library in the pocket. We did another app for them. Okay, just to share, these are some of the apps that we have done for the projects. The first is actually on the left is the 1, 2, 3 recycle. Okay, where we did for Nestle. Nestle commissioned us to do. This is actually part of their corporate social responsibility. And what they did, it's more or less like an enterprise mobility app, where we developed an app that's able to, you can use it to walk into any of the supermarket, you can scan the barcode of any of the products, okay? Immediately it connects to the back-end SAP systems, it tells you what product it is, and it tells you how to recycle the packaging waste. I think Nestle is very particular, they want to do that bit for the environment. And for example, this chili sauce bottle here, okay? Usually how do we throw it away, just put it into one bin. But the actual way is the glass bottle actually goes into the green bin in Singapore, and the metal cap actually goes into the yellow bin. Yeah, we're probably going to take some time before Singaporeans actually take a very active role in doing that. But it does work in other countries. So if you do travel to, let's say, Switzerland, which is the headquarters, you will download the waste management policy of the country. Okay, it will show you the Switzerland flag, and it will, in Swiss, there's actually 5 color bins. Then it will tell you how to recycle. Probably the plastic sheet around the bottle you have to take. These people guys over there really to it. So they actually commissioned us to develop this for them. Okay, then the second app that we did is they came back. I mean, after a while, they run this app. Probably there was some positive feedback. They came back to us. We did the second app on them, which is online feedback. They wanted to bring their consumers closer to them. So today, if you're walking down and then you have a new flavor of ice cream that you can think of, I'm not too sure what, but if you want to tell them, hey, you can use this app, you can share about it, okay, attach a lot of photos or text or whichever that you want, and it actually gets sent to their customer service directly. Okay, that's where you can actually churn out new flavors for you guys. Okay. For us, when we develop apps, it's more of developing an experience. We put a lot on user experience in terms of solution and helping organizations to extend their reach. Okay, so our apps are usually deployed on multi-platforms. I believe all developers are doing that. Okay, yes, this is the app that we did for NLB. They did the iOS app, I think that was last year when they launched the Read Singapore campaign. Okay, we helped to develop the Android version of it. We added new functionality to it. Essentially, it is an app that allows you to connect to NLB, download e-content. Okay, so today you don't have to go to library, but there's a selected number of content that you can actually loan or rather borrow on your mobile device, download the ebook onto that. Okay, support all languages. Okay, and you are able to read it. Okay, while you're on the MRT or in the bus or whatever it starts. Okay. The pain points that we had in this particular project was the multi-language support. So apparently, my developer team, we do not have someone who is native speaking Tamil, and we did manage to find a way to show Tamil, but essentially there were some differences. Okay, not all font sets are the same or something like that. So eventually we got to consult an expert to help us verify whether the content was correct or not. Okay, so this is more of a localization problem, because in Singapore we need to develop an app that addresses all. With these, we have supporting Chinese and all that. Okay, this is what we did for Spring Singapore. It's actually on an enterprise one. They have an award-winning portal, which is their main portal there, and there's lots of information. I think as John has rightly pointed out, the website is very comprehensive, and it really helps SME to actually have access to some information. So in this particular project that we did for them, okay, we also faced the same challenge. We did not want to bring the entire portal down. Okay, there was only one particular feature that we wanted to bring it in over here and help SMEs, which is the way to actually assess and find a particular grants that's able to help SMEs. Okay, you know, Spring Singapore actually has about more than 1,000 over grants to actually help SME funding schemes. Okay, and it's very hard and the feedback that we got from the companies is that it's very hard to identify which one is applicable to them. Okay, so what we did is we actually developed a quick find tool. Okay, we basically have to analyze how the information is being structured. Okay, we went in, we identify what are the key questions to ask. So today, the users just need to answer a few questions. It actually shortlists 3 to 5 grants that is applicable to their business, to their industry at the point in time. Yeah, this is basically what the solution that Spring wanted to solve. Okay, I understand from the earlier presenters or this morning that a lot has been said about Pocket One Map. So we are the developers behind Pocket One Map. So essentially, basically it isn't an app that allows you to find a specific place in Singapore, making use of authoritative data. So there's a lot of maps information, maps providers that can use, Google Maps and all that. Okay, so this being a public partner of SLA, we are using, we are actually developing the mobile version of One Map for them. Okay, so it essentially allows you to identify buildings, to do address search. We have a 3 years collaboration with them, so you will see new features being added. We try, okay, on a quarterly basis, every 3 months. Okay, we need to add new functionality. I think one of the very sought after feature that we see on our App Store, where people leave comments, right, is this school query. Okay, so if you do, it is very, it's probably only unique to Singapore that I think parents are very keen to send their children to good schools, right? So in primary 1 registration, there's a lot of this phase 1, phase 2 kind of schemes that to decide whether your child gets into a particular primary school or not. So this is the very sought after feature. People want to know whether their house is within 500 meters of the school or 1 kilometer from school, and which category do they allow to. Okay, we hear that and we're putting it in. This is actually one of the reasons why we are publishing our apps onto the store, because we want to expose ourselves to real comments. Okay, all our apps are free, so people download it and people leave real comments, and that's where we actually continue to innovate. We learn, and we get to see what users are actually looking for, and that's where we can transfer this knowledge to our students as well, and to continuously improve. Okay, so maybe I can take this opportunity to share with you more about the app. So this is essentially One Map. What it does is that we are essentially just show the position where you are. We are putting address search, where you can search for a particular place. Okay, for example, NYP, and actually brings you there. There are recently we just added this feature on navigation, basically putting you through the roads. And this is the first version that we had developed. In the next 3 years, we will see new functionality being added. I think the very first one is we actually make use of lot view, where you are able to know the serial or so-called information about the particular plot of land, and new transparency to help you identify that. Okay, and this is where you are probably, it's more applicable to property, people in the property market. You are able to know what plot of land is there, you are able to bid for it, and things like that. Okay, this is some of the features here. Okay, PlugFest. This is the very first app that was built using One Map. Actually, we were there with SLA when they launched One Map, I think in 2010. Okay, 3 months to launching the One Map service. Okay, they actually came to us and asked us to, because they wanted some apps to showcase the use of One Map. So we were there with them. Okay, it was launched at Asia. I'm not sure whether some of you were there. Asian Civilization Museum. Okay, 2010 we were there. So 3 months before, we actually came with this app. Actually, we worked together with MParks. So MParks keeps a lot of data. Okay, things like even to the point where the number of trees along the road and what kind of trees, the technical name of trees they know. Okay, exactly. We're supposed to plot how many trees there are. Okay, what position. So we worked together with MParks. We worked with SLA. At the time, there was no data.gov yet at the time. So we actually helped MParks actually get some of the data to actually push it through One Map, and that's where we consume this information on One Map. Okay, so I can show you the app. Okay, so this is the app that we have did is actually called PlugFest. Essentially, it's a virtual tour guide application to Pasir Ris Park. It was piloted for Pasir Ris Park at the point in time. So when they launched the app, these are some photos that contributed by MPark. They wanted to show some nice photos about the park. Okay, when you tap on it, this is essentially what the app provides you. It gives you attractions. Okay, from where we are standing now, these are the point of interest. Okay, and it's sorted according to distance. We are actually 20 kilometers away from Pasir Ris Park. You can see over there. Okay, for example, there are mangrove farm, kitchen garden, and so on and so forth. Okay, and this is where you can actually tap on it and you can see the kings of one map where where's the point of interest. Because Pasir Ris Park is actually quite a huge place, about 73 hectares. And sometimes from where you are, it's very difficult for you to for example, know how to do the kitchen maze garden and all that. Okay, so we have put in sort of a map to help identify the place. It gives you some customization. So for example, if you want to see the bridges, footpaths or whatever, then you can just turn it off. Okay, so this is for you. We actually developed at the point in time our own augmented reality feature. So if I launch the app, okay, so if they are able to point, okay, if I point if I move my camera in a certain direction, you will see that certain boxes appear here. Okay, this is actually how we use augmented reality to tell you you are actually 20 kilometers away from the toddler's playground in this direction. Of course, if you are in Pasir Ris Park itself, okay, right in the middle, you will see all the boxes around you. And if you are closer to the particular point of interest, the box gets bigger. And it's further, it gets smaller. Okay, so this is where we actually put in augmented reality to help those who probably could not very good at looking at 2D maps and orientate themselves. It's quite hard to do this. Okay, the other app that we wanted that we did was with this education zoo. This was with Singapore, the Wildlife Insurance Group Singapore. They actually commissioned us to develop this application that actually complements one's visit to the zoo. So in the park itself, previously when you visit the park, you will be given a very huge map. Okay, now today you are able to download this app, it's free. You are able to visit the zoo. We also partner one of the secondary schools because we want to bring more information about a particular animal to people who visit the zoo. Okay, so if you have the chance to visit the zoo, you probably, when you reach a particular enclosure, you will see only a very technical description of the animals. Okay, but we have worked with one of the schools over a couple of months to actually collect more information about the animal and then provision it through this app. Okay, we also brought our augmented reality feature because they came and they saw what they liked the section, the part on augmented reality, and this is actually put it over here. So this is the app I was talking about. Okay, so we are targeting really secondary school kids who are actually going to the park. So we try. Okay, it's hard to show you in this. Okay, yeah. So this is actually the app. So we try to make it very interesting. We try to use bright colors to actually attract the kids, and then we use accelerator to actually help to move the animals around. But this is really not the key focus of the app. So this is actually what the map offers. We actually help to geocode the entire map. Okay, so if you look at this is the entire the map that they have. Okay, and we literally walk around the entire place. So this project is slightly longer. Okay, we have groups of students, we got students to the entire place, and then we actually literally geocode the entire map for them. And it's able to tell you, okay, currently it detects that I'm not within the Singapore Zoo, but if you are there, you're able to see a marker to tell you where you are. So you're able to find a way around. Okay, so the part on exhibits, okay, this is actually quite similar to the park slide, and these are some of the animals that you can see over there. So this is the part I was talking about. So besides, when you go to the zoo, besides looking at the animal to know what's the name, you can also find out more about the habitat, the range, the climate that they're suitable in, okay, what is the adaptation, what's the diet like, okay, the food chain, and so on and so forth. I think this really actually enrich your knowledge about this particular animals that you have. Okay, there's also shows. Okay, if you happen to be half an hour close to a show, there will be push notifications to tell you, okay, would you like to visit the Shaw Foundation and Big Theatre to actually look at some of the shows. And this is what we have. You can take some photos with it. Okay, the augmented reality feature was also brought over here. Right? Okay, so the other, I think two other, this is probably one of the other apps that I wanted to share with you. Okay, this is what we did for where to, I'm not sure whether you have used this app. It's with S3. S3 is the world leader in GIS solution. So they actually commissioned us to develop the mobile version of the where2.sg for these guys. Okay, so essentially it allows you to, this is where they are able to make use of ArcGIS and able to address the layers directly, but it's not through the API. For one app, you are actually limited to the APIs that was provided to you. Okay, but for this, we are able to access the ArcGIS server using the ArcGIS API directly. So we have more flexibility in terms of the layers that we want to show, more control over the data. Okay, but this is actually using their own data, but their base map is actually bought from SLA. Okay. So I think it's very similar. You can actually find out the amenities that's nearby, the supermarket, eateries, and so on and so forth. Because we were the one who actually developed the app. If you do use this app and you're able to search NYP, you can even know, for example, the number of basketball courts, volleyball courts, or whatever courts that we have within the campus. Okay, so these are some of the value-added stuff that we wanted to add. Well, probably the other app that I wanted to show is this Hungry. Basically, it's a one-touch access. It's really the first app that we wanted to, that we did actually when we started on our journey to develop our website. We just wanted to know the entire process. Okay, so we developed it as in a couple of days, and then we actually posted it up. We put some details into, well, it's a really simple app, but we put some details into, for example, even the colors that was chosen. Okay, I mean, we have our designers in our team. Okay, why we chosen red is apparently red actually makes someone feel hungry. So we put some details into some of this, and we came up with a very simple app. At the time, it's really to try out the entire provisioning process to see what's the process and what's the lead time to actually publish an app. Okay, of course, we have put in more features. Let me just share with you. Okay, so this is the app that we have done. So by clicking on it, it actually brings you and it basically calls you. Okay, so basically you are able to put in, I mean, by one-touch access, it basically calls the hotline of the respective providers, and then you have things, we put in information like what are the delivery hours for some of them. Okay, we put in one map to actually help you find, if let's say you want to dine in, okay, you can actually use this app to find a way around. And you're able to locate which are the outlets, and it basically allows you to route you there as well. We use the routing algorithm to bring you there, and you can actually step through each part of the map to tell you where you are now. Okay, of course, in the future we are hoping to put in navigation, so as you drive you are able to give you real audio feedback on the roads that you should be taking. Okay. So this is I'm Hungry. Okay, the last app I want to show you, of course, we did one for ourselves as well. For prospects or students or maybe parents who are new to our campus, who wants to come out of the campus, okay, we actually built an app. Something similar to what you have seen in previously, where you use map to show you around, to navigate, to bring you from any point you are in Singapore to the NYP campus. You are able to use augmented reality to find out which school you want to go, the meeting rooms, let's say. Something new that we have added is we actually put two maps together. We are using both Google Maps as well as Pokemon Map together here, and essentially we're using the street view. Okay, so this is probably the last app I want to show you. Okay, so this is the app, okay, using campus info, you are usually, for example, if you are coming to a school of IT, you can click on this. Okay, there's augmented reality feature that we put in here. But if you want to see how the School of Information Technology looks like, okay, we actually combine it with Google Street View. We did some calculation to actually, I think John has information, has shared with us that they use two different kind of coordinate systems. One is SQI 21 and then SG84, so we convert them, we identify the point. So this is actually where my campus look like. Okay? So we actually combine Street View together with, actually we also realized that Google actually came to our campus to actually take, usually you can see roads around there, but they actually walk into the campus and take the internal pathways as well. So we took the opportunity to build this app and to share with you. Let's take a look at our garden, how it looks like. So this is actually how we have used one map together with Street View to do that. Okay, a really quick ones. I think this is basically what I want to share with you today. Any questions or any thoughts, any comments? If not, then I'll just hand the time to back to Kristen.
Okay, so no questions, I guess. I also don't have any.
Okay.
So let's thank the speaker.